What if we all woke up one morning and social media, the thing most people cannot live without, was gone? I'll give you some time to think about it while this shitty intro plays. Welcome back to another fucking video. So, did any of you peeps think of an answer yet? Well, what would life be like if we never had social media? What about if it just disappeared one day? I thought these were two interesting questions to ask. Both scenarios, I think, could end up being different. Before we answer those two questions, let's go into social media itself. Social media is in almost everyone's life now. Maybe not all, but a good majority of people on this fucking planet use it. But what do we consider to be part of social media? Of course, Facebook, can't forget about good old MySpace when it was a thing, YouTube, Twitter, Vine when it existed, even Snapchat and Instagram. Am I missing any others? Anyway, there are so many social media sites and apps where you can share your photos to telling other people what you were doing and whatnot. Now, the first thing I think we should really ask ourselves is, do we really need social media in our lives? I'm sure some of you will pretty much hate me for this answer, but I don't think we do. Believe it or not, years ago, social media never really existed. I know, right? How did people get by in life without one? Well, the answers to that question are pretty much the same as how life would be like if it never existed at all. I mean, all we use the internet now is to buy things, do research, and show other people what we had for lunch. Can't forget about watching videos too, or making them. So before social media ever existed, people used to do a thing called being outside. Yeah, that was a thing. Maybe video games, watch movies. Yes, we still do those things, but people would connect more by talking on the phone, still texting, but also meeting up in person. We would be more inclined to go out and meet new friends. People were even more social in person. Let's face it, you might have 500 friends on your social media site, but 10 of them you actually talk to and hang out with, or maybe only a few. Another thing to really think about is how people are also getting fatter than they used to, and that is because people just sit down more at their computers or while looking at their phones and getting less and less exercise because their focus is on online and on social media. These answers are the same for the main question at hand too. We would still do all these things if social media never existed. We would not have to worry about posting a status of where you were and with who, nor worry about what picture is good to post either. We had no worries on being unfriended or seeing someone going out with their friends when you originally had plans with that someone. What about pictures of you being leaked online? Whether it was embarrassing or maybe a bit dirty if you do have any of those pictures. I think we also lose friends from social media. Let's face it, if social media was never around, we wouldn't have to worry about others' beliefs and say, well, fuck that person, I don't want to be friends with them now. Maybe we would have less people being offended too. I mean, if you really think about it, when social media started, people started getting more and more offended for every little thing. Even people speaking their minds about their beliefs, and people figured, well, if my best friend really does believe that, or if my favorite idol really does believe this, then I should too. Also, when video sharing sites came around, such as YouTube, and for a short while we had Vine, where people became famous from those, even if their content was stupid, they would get a shit ton of followers or subscribers just for doing shit like this.
So funny. Yo, bitch!
Welcome back.
Oh, yeah, man, how you doing?
I mean, shit. Then some of that turned into them becoming singers, to which they only took advantage of being popular to even do shit like this, and that's it. Never mattered on how shitty they were singing or how stupid the song was. Granted, before YouTube, we still had some video sharing websites, but social media was still not a thing where we would share whatever it was that we were doing or putting our opinions or whatever. If we never had YouTube, well, shit, I wouldn't even be making videos. But we would be watching more TV as more people tune into YouTube now. One thing though, it has given people opportunities to make money for doing something they love to do by making videos, stupid or not. Some people have become so popular on YouTube that they have been seen on TV itself and have been talked about on the news and whatnot on TV. Anyway, moving on. Another thing is we wouldn't have online stalkers. People who stalk your account maybe to see what they are doing. I mean, there are people out there that would just accept any fucking friend request, and when your profile is private, that is when the stalker will get you by pretending to be someone that they are not. Besides, without social media, people wouldn't be on their fucking phones 24/7. We would have people walking and actually paying the fuck attention. I can't tell you how many times people have ran into me because they were looking at their fucking social media page on their fucking phone, or people jumping in front of cars and not looking because they look at social media on their phone as they fucking walk. When I hang out with some people, all they do is just sit and look at their phones. What the fuck is even the point of us all hanging out if you're not gonna fucking speak and just look at your phone for fucking hours? This is literally how it goes. You meet up with your friends. Oh, hey, what's up? Everyone goes to sit down, whips out their phones. Few hours later, okay, see you later. Peace, guys. Like, that is how it is now. Without social media, people would just engage more with each other in person. Since we now went over and also understand a bit on how life was kind of like without it and how it would still be like if social media never existed, let's just get into the second question, which is, what would life be like if social media just vanished one day? Gone, no more. Well, I think this is an easy question to answer. For one, some people would probably not care and just go on with their fucking day. However, a lot of people would feel like it is the end of the fucking world for them because most people don't know anything else but social media. It is an everyday thing for most people. Take a phone away from someone, maybe they lose their phone or just forgot it even, they would most likely have a fucking panic attack. Whatever would we do if we do not know what Jenna ate an hour ago? I feel like this is the end. Well, guess what? When you get back to your phone, nothing will be gone, as you can see shit from years ago, and you can still post what you did that day. Wait a second, that means no more fucking memes either. Oh fuck, that sucks. We definitely can't live without memes. Yeah, memes is life. Memes are what gives us meaning and purpose. But in all seriousness, I am sure there are some crazy people out there who would think it's the end of the world and probably commit suicide. Who the fuck knows? I'm just saying. I mean, when people freak out that they don't have their phone with them and that there's no social media anymore and they don't know what's going on, they almost have a panic attack. Okay, now I know we're not talking about phones, we're talking about social media, but the same does go for social media. I'm just saying, well, even when a phone is missing, someone has a panic attack. I can't imagine what would happen if social media was gone. But like I said before, I'm sure there are some people who just wouldn't care or find other things to do, such as go out more, maybe do same things as if it never existed at all in the first place. I'm sure some people would just lose contact, as some are probably stupid enough to not get anyone's email or phone numbers off of social media. As for some good things about social media, businesses use social media to promote, and without social media, businesses still can promote, but social media definitely helps them because not only do they promote, but people who like a company will share their page online or maybe show a picture to their friends of something that they bought. So maybe less business, but they still would promote like they used to before social media existed. Same with news and opinions of others and whatnot. They all had means of that before, but social media just enhances those things and helps get people's voices heard. Might help someone who was kidnapped even, or maybe a way for the news to get out faster. However, again, like the business, they would just go back to what they did beforehand. So in some ways, social media is definitely helpful, and it just helps us keep in touch with one another in an easy way, especially when you haven't seen someone in so many years and you're like, oh yeah, I remember Jonathan from high school. I'm gonna go look him up and see what he's up to. Oh, look at, he has a Facebook page or Twitter. I'm gonna see if he wants to be friends and we can contact. So really, in some ways, social media is great, but there's other things where you just really don't need social media. So really, with social media, people can easily become enemies. I have seen it firsthand. Someone gets mad at others because a picture was taken and everyone was in it but that one person. So a friendship has ended. Or like I said earlier, you might not like someone's opinion and the friendship just ends because of that opinion. Before social media, we really didn't care what others thought. We all minded our own fucking business and we could laugh at people or whatever without worrying about offending someone. If social media did disappear, people would also have a hard time, but eventually they would probably be able to cope without it and find more productive things to do. People would get less distracted and get more things done. Let's face it, some people get distracted way too easily from social media and forget to get something done. However you look at it, social media has its positives and negatives. It has definitely changed people on the way we think and the way we do things. It has a way of controlling us and wanting to be more like someone else, and it is an easy way to get your voice heard without hearing bad feedback in person. It is also easy to meet someone without facing rejection in real life. But there is one question which I did ask earlier, and it's something that we should really all ask ourselves, which is, do we really need social media? That is something you all should really ask yourselves, especially if you are addicted to it. For me, I was always on it. I rarely go on Facebook now, as it's just full of stupid shit and gullible people believing everything they read and see. It is a repetitive thing too. I mean, I still go on Twitter every day, but mostly to see what you guys are up to. Also to let you guys know when I upload a new video, and just so you guys know I am still alive. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is a great way to stay connected, but it can do some harm too. Let me know in the comments on what you would do if social media never existed at all, or how would you cope if it just disappeared one day? What would you do? Or just leave some random bullshit comment if you want. Also, if you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like, and if you want to be my best friend and hang out while being on our phones the whole fucking time, then do not forget to subscribe. And until next time, guys, see ya fucking later. Peace out.